this video I show you some Bitwig devices that help you to create melodies, chords and even rhythms. Now I'm all for making music on your own, knowing structure, theory, arrangement and so on, but these tools are helpful for many purposes. The key filter is a simple and amazing device. What it does is that it will filter or constrain the MIDI notes that are not part of the selected scale. That means that on filter mode, the foregain notes are going to be silent, and on constrain they are going to be changed into a note from the scale. For instance, C major has all the white keys on a piano, but on the other hand, C minor has E flat, A flat and B flat. With that in mind, if we use the key filter before a synthesizer or inside the note container and choose C minor, it doesn't matter if here it says E, B and A, they will be transformed into E flat, A flat and G flat. And to make sure that's working, we can send the MIDI from this track to another and then record it. And as expected, here we have D sharp, A sharp or G sharp, which is the same to say E flat, B flat or A flat. That's pretty neat, but how is this useful when one is stuck on the loop or have creative blocks? For starters, you can improvise melodies without worrying too much about the keys you're pressing, which is great especially for beginners. Secondly, it will read as many MIDI notes as you're playing, so you can play whatever group of 3 or more notes and it's going to be a chord in scale. Of course, this doesn't replace the knowledge of music theory, but it helps a lot. Now, if you feel so uninspired that you don't even want to play chords and you have energy just to play one key, then you can use the multi-note device. This one will multiply the incoming MIDI signal into up to 8 different notes. What's even better, it has presets for different kind of chords. But what makes the combination of the multi-note and the key filter even more amazing is that you can literally change these semitones into whatever value you want, and the key filter is going to make sure that it stays on key. And by the way, I used this technique in my drum machine video, where I made some kind of chord progression generator. And as always, you can even record the result into a new track, so you can visualize what you're doing. The other great combination is the key filter with the arpeggiator, because the arp can transpose in semitones each of the steps. But the arpeggiator on its own doesn't have a pitch quantization, so unless it's what you want, you could create dissonant results. Actually, I liked how that sounded, but we are trying to make something on C minor. With these 3 devices, you can already start making some kind of song. And as you can see here, I was experimenting with that. Now, if you already are inspired and you want to go even more experimental, remember this is Bitwig, we have a lot of modulators, so you can literally just put, I don't know, randoms or MSEGs or LFOs and start changing the pitch or disabling some notes on the multi-note. The same for the arpeggiator. But before we go too crazy, let's check another device, one that's made for rhythmic stuff. I explained what the note repeat does in this other video right here, but simply put, it will let you create repetitions of a note as long as you're pressing a key. Now it has some amazing features, but before going to my favorite mode, there's another tip that you can check on Bitwig's YouTube channel, but here I simplify it. Basically, if you use the note repeat and you use this multiplier to put it in a weird time, but then you apply a quantized module, you will actually create interesting and groovy rhythms. And you can even modulate the rate so the rhythm starts changing, but the quantized is going to keep it on time. Now, as this is something rhythmic, we can use it, of course, for drums and percussion. For instance, by having one long note, we can make something as simple as a 4 on the floor. But if we go to the Euclidean mode, we can start adding other percussive elements to build interesting rhythms. Euclidean basically means that the amount of repetitions that you have will be separated the most evenly possible way. For instance, I have this snare with 3 repetitions on a length of 16 steps. I even applied some rotation so it doesn't start at the same time with the kick. For the hi-hat, I went crazier. I put the length on 14 to have a weirder time signature, and I applied a lot more of density with changes in velocity. And that's how I quickly made this little loop. Now I have a loop ready. I can print all the MIDI information if I want to make some fine tuning or if I want to see what I'm actually playing. And then I can watch my last video to see how can I turn a loop into a full song. As you see, these devices are not only helpful for beginners, but also for advanced users that want to experiment with other possibilities of melody, chords, and even rhythm generation. It will mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel, and especially give a like to this video, comment down below what do you think about these ideas, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.